Excuse me, now that I have your attention, may I ask you this question? Why do you believe police brutality continues to exist in this country? Do you believe it to be a systemic problem, or should we judge police misconduct on a case-by-case basis? And what's your opinion on the best course of action to solve the problem? Well, you have come to the right place. You're listening to LA's all-new progressive talk radio station. Of the people, by the people, for the people.
Yeah, I sure appreciate that.
It's KBLA Talk 1580. And we got you covered round the clock. Racism, we got you. Progressive politics, we got you. Health and wellness education, we have you covered.
We're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people.
A black-owned and operated, evidence-based alternative radio station for progressive, open-minded people like you and me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Welcome home, LA. We're all in this together.
Let's get it on.
It's KBLA Talk 1580, broadcasting from the heart of LA's Leimert Park. We've got a lot to talk about.
We are going to have to fight. We're going to have to struggle. We're going to have to struggle relentlessly to bring about some peace.
Yo, I come from a small city where nothing is handed. Took my talents and made them work for me, look where I landed. I know a lot of those out there really don't want me having it. They just mad that I'm creeping on them and they had advantages. See when my voice is on, I let my voice be the change. Put it in these communities, let it give them some range. Let them know that they got a shot at anything they want. And it ain't all about the teaching, but really how they responded. And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, now what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it. I am unapologetically progressive in efforts to fight for the people. Gotta exercise our voting rights and then push the needle. I'm walking tall, cause I know that y'all expect me to lead. To push the message I am willing to bleed. I gotta get what I need. That's social reform, that's prison reform. I'm highly informed, don't put down a pen. I got a list, I can't resist. I preach it till I talk with a list. And who you know gon' give it to you like this? And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, now what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it.
I need a little extra time, Andy. A little extra time. And to the men in my DMs and social threads right now claiming that I'm simply kowtowing to my female listeners tonight, buckle up, because I brought receipts tonight. So let's talk about it, because I got a lot to talk about. We do, right here. KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show, the whole 9 in the nighttime, right at 9, back in the booth. And in the words of the most underrated hip-hop band of the 1990s, Tony, which produced the lyrics straight from the voice of the multi-talented songwriter, producer, and lead singer Raphael Sadiq, it feels good. Judging by my estimations, the Hawaiian Queen, Robin Ayers, and I have been outside the studio for approximately 11 days, and there's been a number of stories that have dominated the black zeitgeist for us to chew on, which negated our opportunity to share our own brand of melanin-rich masticulations, well, while we were effectively enjoying our melanin-rich holiday vacations. But now that we are back in the KBLA studio booth live, we now have an opportunity to share our thoughts on what the hell is going on in Black America as we inch closer and closer to our respective New Year's Eve celebrations. And unfortunately tonight, we have to start with what I am referring to as continual black woman demonizations after witnessing what is currently happening to Meg Thee Stallion. For those unaware, 27-year-old Houston native Meg Thee Stallion is a rapper and songwriter who first garnered attention when videos of her freestyling against and shredding male rappers became popular on Instagram back in 2013. After forays into multiple entertainment medium, including auditioning to be a cast member on Love and Hip Hop Houston, in early 2018, Meg was signed with 1501 Certified Entertainment, an independent label in Houston run by the now somewhat infamous T. Ferris, becoming the first female rapper to sign on the label. And to make a long story short, Meg Thee Stallion is arguably now the top female MC on the planet. She's already sold millions of records, sold out multiple arenas, and has already won multiple Grammys in her abbreviated career. But as we all know, with more money comes more problems. And one fateful night involving an incident with her friend, I'm doing air quotes right now, friend, rapper Tory Lanez in the Hollywood Hills back in July of 2020, it would change the course of her life forever and everyone else's lives involved for that matter. And CBS Los Angeles was on the case. Listen.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting artist Megan Thee Stallion during an argument. The DA's office says Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, shot Megan's feet during an argument in the Hollywood Hills July 12th. The 28-year-old was arrested the night of the shooting, but was released after posting bail. He now faces 2 felony charges and is set to be arraigned Tuesday in LA. If convicted, he faces up to 23 years in prison.
Dance, B. More on those charges and the results of them in a second. In the interest of time, I can't go into full detail on the shenanigans that Tory Lanez has been involved with since he was formally charged 2 years ago, but part of his shenanigans involved calling Meg out in his music, which even prompted Drake to do the same thing in that mediocre Her Loss project with 21 Savage. But what I have proclaimed from jump is that I believe Tory Lanez is guilty. His text messages 15 hours after the night of the shooting proved it. He texted Meg while she was still in a hospital bed from the carnage saying, and I quote, "I know you probably never gonna talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, ish should have never happened, and I can't change what did. I just feel horrible, because I genuinely just got too drunk." End quote. This case was closed the minute he sent her that text. And obviously, just last Friday, the jury agreed. And once again, CBS Los Angeles was on this case. Listen.
For that breaking news, a guilty verdict in the trial of rapper Tory Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson. The jury just convicting him of 3 charges: assault, carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. All of this during the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion in the Hollywood Hills back in 2020. His lawyers had argued it was Megan's assistant who accidentally shot her. We're told Lanez showed no visible reaction when the verdicts were read, but his father jumped up and yelled and screamed and then had to be removed from the courtroom. The Canadian rapper now faces a possible 22 years in prison and faces deportation.
Now, I could go on to a long rant right now about how foul Tory's father was after that verdict was read, and I could even make the case that Meg's assistant, Kelsey, was somewhat culpable in the crime committed. But instead, I would rather spend this remaining time talking to the black men that may be lending their ear to my opening monologue right now. Perhaps even the ones that permeated my socials this afternoon. So listen up, kings, and listen good. Watching the deplorable behavior of us during this entire debacle has been embarrassing, to say the least. Make no mistake, I've been preaching for years accusing us black men of struggling with giving respect to black women, but the Tory Lanez shooting case further solidified my accusations. There's a cat on my Twitter feed right now named King Audio, as we speak, saying, and I quote, "demonization." She out there sleeping with her friends' men, lying about it, and sending innocent blacks to jail. She's not exactly an angel. End quote. That is a real tweet. As if her sexual proclivities and the production of her private parts should run parallel to Tory Lanez's preposterous malpractice. I've seen posts about her on-stage and music video sexual gesticulations as being a welcome call for disrespect. I've seen posts about her calling herself a stallion as a reflection of her seeing herself as an animal and why we shouldn't be held accountable for treating her in an animalistic manner. I've seen us assume that because she lied about having sex with Tory in an interview with Gayle King that she must be lying about being shot by Tory. And as a result, I've seen crass comments making the comparison between, get this, gunshots and backshots. Yeah, from us. Black men. Now, I don't mean to get off on a rant here. But we black men have been dogging black women for generations. Let's keep it real up in here. I'll give you more detail inside my 7 series in the next half hour, but for some reason, many of us black men have been seeing black women as secondary, as the alternative, especially darker-skinned black women. Now, many of our black male celebrities have led the charge in perpetuating stereotypes and reinforcing negative narratives regarding the queens for years. Did you know that Kevin Hart once tweeted, quote, hashtag hands down, light-skinned women usually have better credit than a dark-skinned woman. Broke ASS dark H's. LOL. Dark-skinned women take a punch in the face better than light-skinned women. You soft ASS yellow B's. LOL. Lil Wayne once said, quote, beautiful black woman, I bet that B look better red. Remember that lyric? But he also said, my daughter is the first and last dark-skinned child I'm having. The rest of my baby moms are light-skinned chicks. I even got an Asian baby moms to make sure I have a daughter with good hair. Too bad we had a son. End quote. Hitmaker once said, quote, I'm kind of racist. I don't like dark butts. You know how some women prefer light-skinned men or dark-skinned men. It's rare that I do dark butts. That's what I call dark-skinned women. I don't date women darker than me. I love the pool test. You could jump in a pool exactly like you are, and you don't come out looking better than you looked before going in the pool, then that's not a good look. Any woman that uses brown gel to set down her baby hair is not popping. End quote. Kanye West, shockingly, right, once said, rolling with some light-skinned chicks and some Kelly Rollins. If it wasn't for race mixing, there'd be no video girls. Me and most of our friends like mutts a lot. Yeah, in the hood, they call them mutts. Neo once said, all the prettiest kids are light-skinned anyway. And even Tyrese had the audacity to say one time when questioned on why he never has black women in his music videos, he boldly stated, and I quote, I welcomed all women and went with the best. I don't do favors. End quote. And as much as I loved binge watching The Best Man, the final chapters over Christmas break, I still haven't forgotten when Tay Diggs blamed black women on the Red Pill podcast for not being able to date black women like he used to exclusively do. Right after Van Lathan asked him this direct question. Listen.
Ever any resentment towards black women because of some of those attitudes?
Yeah. I mean, deep down inside.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to say I suppress it, but I just watch it and you know, like with when it happens to you personally, even though you understand the logic, there's trauma there.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can ever mess with a white girl now. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. That goes against who I am as a person.
Right. Why you feel like you can't? Why?
I feel like I've had to deal with that so long that it has changed what I think I like.
Get that, black women? Your trauma is influencing Tay Diggs' dating decisions. Shame on you. Y'all need to stop. In conclusion, we are still awaiting the sentencing of Mr. Tory Lanez. My guess is that he will be deported and will receive a far less amount of time than many believe. Definitely not of the 22-year variety. I just wonder if they'll allow hair plug maintenance from inside those prison walls. But I digress. Be that as it may, my hope, my wish, my prayer is that we black men finally start turning the corner on how we treat black women in entertainment, on social media, and in our everyday lives. And also, believe black women first, who just so happen to be the only race of woman that refuses to put us last. But that's just me. Tell me what you think, LA. What do you think of Tory Lanez's verdict, huh? Were you shocked? Were you not surprised? Or did he finally receive his comeuppance like a lot of people wanted? And do you agree with me that black men have had problems with respecting black women for generations, not just in music, not just on TV, not just in movies, but in our everyday lives? And if so, why do you believe it continues to happen? And why was it happening to Meg the Stallion this entire time? And on behalf of Tory Lanez, really? Holla at your boy. Your voice has changed, voice of community. Your voice is on 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. You can also stream us via the brand new KBLA streaming app on your app store, iOS or Android. It don't matter. That same app allows you to send me your questions and comments that I will answer live at different intervals throughout the broadcast. Plus, like, share, and follow your favorite radio station live on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KBLA 1580. Feel free to follow me at Danny Mo Show on those same platforms too. Plus, me and my nighttime partner in crime, Robin Ayers, we'll take your comments by the ecosystem of our social network. Check this out. When we come forward, I will add another 7 series to add to the topic of conversation tonight. Look, I mentioned earlier that there are many ways in which we black men have been dogging black women for generations. And it's been happening so much, it's becoming commonplace, damn near the norm. And the evidence is clear. It needs illumination tonight. That's why my 7 series is 7 ways black men are dogging black women every single day. Some real talk coming from a real man on a real radio show whose hands ain't exactly clean either. For real. I'll get into detail in a few. Add to the conversation with your phone calls when we come forward. Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show. We back and we black, baby, on Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Let's ride.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
From middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
This winter, spread joy, not germs. As soon as you feel symptoms, test it, treat it. You can beat it. COVID medications like the Paxlovid pill can help you test negative sooner. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to find treatment today. Again, that's 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
On Sunday, January 15th at 4 p.m., SCLC Southern California presents Moving into the Promise of the Beloved Community at the 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration. President William D. Smart invites you to attend the celebration on Dr. King's birthday, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX, 6101 West Century Boulevard. This year's event will honor community members who have made a significant impact in 2022, including our own Tavis Smiley, who will also deliver the keynote address. For tickets, call 213-268-3082 or email Pastor Smart at sclc-sc.org. That's 213-268-3082 or email Pastor Smart at sclc-sc.org. Don't miss SCLC Southern California's 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, we win. Asian Americans Advancing Justice is the nation's largest legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Founded in 1983 as the Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice-la.org. Or call 888-349-9695. 888-349-9695. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. That looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
First of all, did that cat just say, let's ride at the end? Did you hear that? Did you hear him rob me just now? We're going to sue that cat. I want royalty. Did you hear that? We're going to have to play that again. Really? By the way, we are broadcasting live from Leimert Park, California, streaming live on the KBLA YouTube page as we speak. I'm not here to tell you how to think, but I am here to tell you what to think about. We're back in the spot, another episode of the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580, first on the scene, so first is so clean. Let's check it with the queen. I mean, come on in, let's go. What?
She's your queen to me.
I was trying to think about that's not a Hawaiian song.
It was not Hawaiian, but I see where you were going with it.
Meow, 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 meow. How's that? Is that one? That sounds like porno.
The hula was okay. The hula was all right.
Is it outer or how do you do? Is it hula?
It's a wave.
Oh, you look at you.
It's a wave. We actually learned how to do it in Hawaii.
But then you gotta shake your scary. But then you gotta do your hips at the same time.
You gotta do the hips.
By the way, go to YouTube to see how bad I am at this. By the way, but so if I do it like this and then I do my hips too. Why you laughing
sure,
at me?
No.
I'm just saying.
I think
can men do it?
Yeah, some of the men were doing it.
Can we maintain our masculinity at the same time?
I think so. I think it's a part of the culture.
You sure? Or do they say, give me your testicles, sir? Now here's your leg.
No, actually, no. Because the men are wearing the, grass, I don't know what they're called, but, the grass skirts, they're not grass skirts,
Did
but
Robbie
they're...
put on the grass skirt? Keep it real.
No, I'm talking about the men who actually do it. The men, who are a part of that culture.
Oh, okay. They're a part of the island.
Yeah, it's like a Polynesian culture.
So why couldn't a tourist go and do the same thing? I would do it. I've been there.
You put on the skirt?
I would.
All right.
I would be, I'd be sexy with that skirt.
Okay, all right.
Would I be
Whoa
sexy?
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
As soon as I got off the plane, it's like, here
If that
you go,
makes you happy to think about, great.
They said, Danny, here's your lay. You're now laid. I said, no, that's later.
Womp womp. Where's that sound bite? We need a womp.
No, we do not, because there's never
I'm
a
gonna
moment
find
for
one
it.
for you, Andy. I'm gonna find one. That'll do.
Why you co-signing what she doing to me
That'll
right
work. That'll work because he knows. That's ridiculous.
So let me ask the dumbest question in the world.
Yeah.
How was the trip? It looked like it was fire.
It was incredible. Incredible family, beautiful views, beautiful excursions. My kids had a great time. That was important. It was really nice. It was really, really nice.
Here's why I love you. I hope you don't mind me saying this.
I don't.
Robin put up a photo of her and her daughters running out to the water. You saw that too, huh? And you put hearts over their bodies. And I said, I love that woman.
Yeah.
That's how you do that.
Yeah, because, of course we allowed them to wear these little two-piece bathing suits. They're in Hawaii, right? And we were on, it was sort of, it wasn't an exclusive beach by any means, but it wasn't very packed where we were. And so we let them go have fun. And I wanted to post them that it was their celebration where we were, the reason we were out there. But that wasn't for everybody to see.
Come on.
I just felt like it was unnecessary to post two 16-year-olds in a two-piece bikini. You know what I mean? And they were appropriate. That's the funny thing about it. The bikinis were totally appropriate, enough for them to wear it on the beach. But I just felt like, people are weird and crazy on social media. So.
Will you please tell that to the people on social media right now?
Oh, well, you know what? Part of the Rob Report today, we're going to talk a little bit about that. That's actually going to be the motivational moment today.
Nice.
It's going to be a piece of social media and someone who I have to applaud because of the way that they've turned things around. And I think they're very influential on social media for other young girls and women coming up. So. And
they've turned it around? Controversial person?
Yeah.
Ooh. The Raw Report coming up at the top of the hour. Don't forget in the third hour, we might bring you a few more of the Upon Further review clips that we left over 11 days ago. Let's get to those. Charlemagne the God's Comedy Central show, Hell of a Week, talking to rapper Fat Joe, talking about how jealousy in the hood and how black and Latinos need to come together because we are all in the same gang. Second clip, Dr. Umar Johnson, talking about the Deion Sanders situation. Umar's on fire right now.
Fine if you say so.
You don't like that kid?
He's not my favorite.
Is he saying anything of substance to you?
He is.
Okay.
He is.
You're
it's
a
not the
delivery
message.
person.
It is definitely the deliverer.
Yeah, because you said you didn't like my favorite motivational speaker, E.T. Because
it's not that. First of all, I didn't say I didn't like him. He's just not my style.
So he and Umar are in the same.
He's going to say some things that I'll agree with. It's just not when he says it, I'm not going to be hyped up.
Are you saying that loud, boisterous black men are not your cup of tea? Because I think I land in that category. Security!
You are in that circle, right? But I don't think you are all the time.
You think they are all the time? Well, Umar is all the time.
Majority of the time.
But E.T. isn't. He's very soft. He's very balanced.
Well, maybe it's the clips that go viral.
Those are the ones that go viral.
Yeah.
All right, we'll check it out. And the third clip is Tupac. I want y'all to hear that clip of a young Tupac. We'll play that. Or upon further review clips, all coming up in the third hour after the Raw Report. In the meantime and in between time, make sure you like, share, comment. I know you got a new phone for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Probably got a new iPad. A little something, you know, and you haven't put your apps in there, you know what I'm saying? You got your Facebook, Instagram, maybe. But you know what? Have you copped that KBLA app is the question. That bad boy is totally free. I'm telling you, you can listen to us. We got podcast form. You can put pictures. We got all kind of updates on there. If you ain't got the KBLA app, your phone is a ghetto Obama phone. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm keeping it real with you. It's the best thing. It is the perfect item to show people when you show off your new phone. Say, hey, look at my new phone. What is the iPhone? Where are they up to? 14 right now? Which one is it? I think it's 14. Right?
Okay.
Here's the iPhone 14, but look.
I don't even know.
I don't even know either. My iPhone is nice, but look at that KBLA app. Look how bright yellow and black it is. Look at it. It's glistening.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
iOS to Android, it don't matter. All right? And tonight, though, we're discussing the arrest, indictment, and trial and ultimate conviction of one Tory Lanez. Do you believe he did it? What type of sentence should he receive? And are you also concerned with the backlash Meg Thee Stallion has received throughout the process? And how long will the backlash last? I hand it to the queen. That's a lot. Wherever you want to go with it. Well, just your overall, once again, your overall interpretation after you heard the verdict.
My overall interpretation is that we have two celebrities that are likable in, you know, two different kind of, not two genres. They're in part of the same genre.
Likeable's debatable.
They have fans.
Definitely.
Okay, they both have fans. And I think anytime that you send one of those people that you like off to jail, right or wrong, I think there's going to be an issue there. You're going to start blaming that other person for being the reason behind this other person going to jail, whom you liked, right? Who you're a fan of. Not only that, I think there is debate. I think there is debate as to the part that he played in this. Granted, he was convicted. A jury convicted him, making it seem as though they have no reasonable doubt that he did it, right?
Correct.
And that he's the one who shot. However, there was other evidence that would question whether he was the sole one who did it or if it was, you know, another participant who chose to plead the fifth.
Yep.
I mean, there are all kinds of questions there. So the fact that Megan, she claims he's the one who did it, but she's the only one here who had been caught in a lie, so to speak.
Correct.
Is giving people, this is why I believe she's receiving all this vitriol. Because she's the only one. This is the reason why people are so quick to blame her, because they're like, you've already been caught in a lie. And then he doesn't necessarily, I think one of the reasons could be that he sent her the text that night. It could have been, I'm sorry I shot you.
Yeah.
It could have been that.
For the record, he never said those words.
He never said those words, but he also, it had been seen by the eyewitness, that they were all fighting her. They were all beating her up. So he had a part to play in that night. There's no doubt about that. It is a matter of if he shot her or not.
I love where you're going with this. You could formulate a case easily that Kelsey shot Megan. You could. Gun residue was on her as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. The minute she pled the fifth, game, set, match.
Something's up. Something is up.
And I think it's possible that he's like, if I get on this stand and implicate Kelsey this entire time, I'm done. Even if I'm set free, I'm done. I can't. I'll take the rap and roll the dice and see whether or not I can get off.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. But I'm with you. You can make the case he never shot Megan.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what many people feel. So you already, we already have this idea that it could or could not be, and then he goes to jail. We know he's going to jail for some amount of time. People are up in arms about that.
I still say he's guilty.
Of something.
But you could make the case that he didn't do it.
I think you can.
1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I got your 7 series. We'll continue the conversation on the other side. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The next weather-related issue facing folks in the Buffalo area could be flooding. That's according to officials in Erie County, as its emergency services commissioner said he's concerned. A historic blizzard has pummeled the area with snow in recent days, resulting in more than 30 deaths in the area. Federal officials are looking into the mass cancellations of Southwest Airlines flights. On Twitter, the Department of Transportation said it's trying to determine if Southwest is complying with its customer service plan, as well as all other pertinent DOT rules. Title 42 is being kept in place for now. The Supreme Court has voted 5-4 to grant an emergency request from almost 20 Republican state attorneys general. Title 42 allows border officials to turn away asylum seekers due to COVID concerns. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys. Because unlike other firms, an attorney will negotiate your case, not a paralegal.
Ready? Excuse me. Now that I have your attention, may I ask you this question? Why do you believe police brutality continues to exist in this country? Do you believe it to be a systemic problem, or should we judge police misconduct on a case-by-case basis? And what's your opinion on the best course of action to solve the problem? Well, you have come to the right place. You're listening to LA's all-new progressive talk radio station. Of the people, by the people, for the people.
Hey, I sure appreciate that.
It's KBLA Talk 1580. And we got you covered round the clock. Racism, we got you. Progressive politics, we got you. Health and wellness education, we have you covered.
We're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people.
A black-owned and operated, evidence-based alternative radio station for progressive, open-minded people like you and me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Welcome home, LA. We're all in this together.
Let's get it on.
It's KBLA Talk 1580, broadcasting from the heart of LA's Leimert Park. We've got a lot to talk about.
We are going to have to fight. We're going to have to struggle. We're going to have to struggle relentlessly to bring about some peace.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP accident attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
I'm Dr. Erica Pond with the California Department of Public Health, reminding you of ways to help stop the spread of COVID and other viruses this winter. Boost your immunity by staying up to date with COVID boosters and flu shots. Wash your hands often with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. And protect others by staying home and testing for COVID when sick. More tips at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by CDPH.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stop the violence. Increase the Peace Foundation. Is a non-profit community-based organization dedicated to fostering peace while mitigating violence in our society. Established in 1993, Stop the Violence, Increase the Peace has provided a wide variety of assistance to thousands of youth, families, and victims of violence over the past 3 decades, including intervention services, conflict and dispute resolution training, grief counseling, and victims advocacy. In addition, the foundation offers an array of classes focused on anger management, domestic violence, parenting, substance abuse, and more. To make a donation or to access services, call 323-445-8620. That's 323-445-8620 or visit www.increasethepeacefoundation.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Dr. Erica Pond with the California Department of Public Health, reminding you of ways to help stop the spread of COVID and other viruses this winter. Boost your immunity by staying up to date with COVID boosters and flu shots. Wash your hands often with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. And protect others by staying home and testing for COVID when sick. More tips at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by CDPH.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for human rights. The Los Angeles Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department, or LA Civil Rights for short, is focused on reducing bias and injustices while leveling the playing field. LA Civil Rights does this through equity and empowerment, the Office of Racial Equity, hate prevention, upward mobility programming, and youth programming. They convene commissions and advisory councils. The Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department of the City of Los Angeles is led by founding executive director Capri Maddox and is breaking new ground for municipal governance. LA Civil Rights oversees citywide initiatives, including the Renew program, LA Repair program, and the LA for All campaign. The LA Civil Rights Department believes that the goals of equity and inclusion for all people can be achieved through hard work and collective action. To get involved and be part of the solution, report a civil rights violation, or get more information, visit civilandhumanrights.lacity.org. That's civilandhumanrights.lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Deal broke boy, still can't believe I used to mess with you. I've been playing B's cause I ain't playing to be stuck with you, man. I see you still kick it with them op chickens. I'm the only reason that your goofy self got women. All them girls wanna look like me. She most likely only mess with you just to spite me. But please don't get it twisted, I ain't tripping. I never put my faith in it. Boy, I'ma die independent. If you was wondering, yeah, boy, I'm still that chick. I had to block you, but you still gotta watch this. Cause who you know rock it like me? No bra, tight tee, slick back, ponytail, feeling like I'm iced tea. You know I love you good, real hood when you wake up. You know that girl weak if she ain't messing up her makeup. Man, I can't believe I used to let you touch me. I'd rather be in jail before a broke boy cuff. Ladies, love yourself cause it could get ugly. That's why I get money.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. I'll be the first to admit I'm not a fan of Megan Thee Stallion music. I'm not. I'm a fan of Meg Thee Stallion. I think when it comes to what you see going on in the background with her and what she's overcome as a youngster and how she used to just rip up MCs, male MCs on Instagram all the time, you got to respect that she's got the bars and the mentality to do big things. But when you hear the music, you go,
It's because you said, obviously, that you don't like women rapping vulgar lyrics.
I was just telling Robin during the break that Glorilla is coming. Not only is the racism within her name a problem to begin with, but her content is as aggressive as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It is, what's the name of that big hit? Andy?
FNF.
FNF, thank you. I don't know why I assumed you didn't know. I can't tell you what it stands for.
Right. Use your imagination.
Use your imagination. I was telling Robin how I'm okay with aggressive hip-hop. I told you I prefer my hip-hop and my comedy to be aggressive. What these young ladies are doing in 2022, Gen Z female hip-hop artists are a different level, man.
Yeah.
And that's why when Hitmaker put out that tweet the other day, he said, look, man, when this was rare, it was okay. And it was shocking. And it caught us by surprise, and we liked it.
Yeah.
But when everybody's doing it, now it's just basically nauseating.
Yeah. I mean, it's because you had the, like Lil' Kim, you had Foxy Brown, you had those girls who were successful.
Lauryn Hill.
But no, not Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, she wasn't saying, Lauryn Hill just had pure talent. And not to say that Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown didn't, but they were they leveraged their raunchiness to become successful. Okay. So I think that when other women who wanted to rap and saw that you could be cool, you can have a crew of guys around you. You know, I think that they saw that as, okay, well, it's okay to be raunchy, and I can use mine too. I got a skill of, you know, rapping. I can do that, you know. And that when that became more popular, they were like, okay, I'm gonna just really push this all the way to I'm gonna push the envelope. You know, and no one, I mean, it's rare that you come across a woman who is as talented as Lauryn Hill, who can rap without being raunchy right now. Like, they're not, all those women have the ability and even the looks, the beauty, the natural beauty to do something. Yeah, to do something like kind of like regular rap, right? But they're not choosing to do that.
You and I talk about how we're in trouble, but are we in trouble? Is this another facet of the black community to where we're in trouble?
Until it gets old, until we have somebody who comes and changes the game with like undeniable bars, undeniable beauty. Somebody has to come in and change the game to like lead the way. Mm-hmm. I think.
I give you Neelam. Do you know Neelam on Instagram?
No.
Yeah, I welcome everybody to get on Instagram. Look up Neelam, Neelam. She is a queen. Dresses down, all about bars, great music, but radio ain't gonna play her.
Yes, it's unfortunate. There's tons of different artists who are just sick, incredibly sick, but they're considered underground, and they'll probably never get any mainstream play.
What about Rhapsody? Rhapsody out there getting a little bit of mainstream, a little bit.
Yeah,
not much.
There are a few, but they're not gonna be chart topping like Cardi B or like Megan. I mean, these girls came in, had the surgeries. I'm not saying Megan did, but, you know, most of these girls have the surgeries, so they're beautified. They get the veneers, they get the lace front wigs, and then they come super raunchy. Who is going to step to that and, like, be next to them chart topping like that?
Are we too old?
These are just facts.
Their streams are through the roof.
Yeah, I mean,
they're dominating Spotify right now.
This is just facts. I'm a fan of Cardi B.
I am too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. There's just some of them. I mean, like Glorilla. It's funny. It's funny because when I see her speak, I actually think I like her as a person and not necessarily her music.
If you can understand what she's saying.
Sometimes, right? It's like, yeah.
I saw an interview where she said she bought her mother and father a house, and I was like, a house?
Oh.
A house, but she said a house.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a real thick accent. Where's she from?
That's the South right there. I don't know exactly.
I don't know where she's from.
That's the South.
But you know, she blew up via like I think TikTok. I think TikTok blew her up. Yeah, it's just it's a sad day when every woman who wants to rap thinks that she's got to just show everything and talk nasty and raunchy in order to become successful.
So where do you stand as a woman on that with the whole women empowerment? Because if we told them exactly what we're saying today, they will look at us and go, I can say what I want. I can do what I want. This is my body. These are my lyrics. And by the way, I'm platinum. So what are you talking about?
She's absolutely right. Every single person who will respond that way is absolutely right. I can't tell you not to use your body, I can't say that to anybody because I'm such a supporter and advocate of being who you want to be, and don't let anybody kind of knock you. Do it if that's what floats your boat, then you go ahead and you ride it, right? So I couldn't deny them that, but you know, yeah, we wouldn't. There would be no challenge. I would just say what I'd have to say. They'd say what they have to say, and then we just let it be.
Yeah, we have
I'm
a
not
preference.
Gonna argue.
You have a preference.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with anybody about what they choose to do to become successful.
And they might say that we were being very hypocritical because the same things were being said about gangster rap in the mid-'90s. It's like you are damaging not only music, you're damaging the communities and the culture. Y'all don't care? And Ice Cube was like, we just saying what we see every day. We just seeing what we see in our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
And not only that, like I'd be lying if I said I don't be, you know, in my car or at home like rapping some of the lyrics or dancing to some of the songs. I'd be lying. You know, would I do it? No.
Right.
But will I dance to it if it's a jam? Absolutely.
That FNF is not a dance song.
That's not. I mean, but put on WAP.
Put on WAP. And, well, this is me. If you put, okay, how about Bodak Yellow when Cardi B came out with that, even though they played it to the ends of the earth. But, like, when that song first came out, it was sort of like, not that it wasn't a dance hit.
Not a dance
it's
song.
not, no, but I'm just saying it made you be like, what? Like, just the whole, like, cadence of it all. And then her tone, she's got a real raspy tone. So when Cardi came out with that, I was like, not just me, by the way, the world was like, no, Cardi came with it. So I'm just saying, she's talking about all kinds of stuff in her album. I have the album. I love the album. Talking about all kinds of stuff. I'm a fan of some of the songs.
What's that song that she had on that album about breaking up?
Be Careful With Me?
That's fire.
That's a
heater right there. That's the only song I like from her.
Oh, no, there's plenty. There's plenty. She has that one with Kehlani, Ring.
Oh, that's the one I'm talking about. Ring, ring.
Yeah, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Hey, shut up, Andy, man. We don't know the song. We just trying.
He laughing at you.
Shut up,
he
man.
can't be laughing at me. I'm the one telling you what the songs are, but
giving-
no. And then the one with Chance the Rapper.
Ooh.
That's a fire song.
What is the one with Bruno Mars? The new Jack. The new Jack.
Yeah, that wasn't finesse. Yeah, kind of
What do you think
was
of
like
that
In
one?
Living Color type, vibe. It was cool. It wasn't my favorite, but it was cool. Very reminiscent of In Living Color.
Cardi is not going to be on top anymore. I think Glorilla, Lotto. You disagree? I'm telling you, Glorilla, Lotto going to take us to the next century.
I don't know about Glorilla, but I'll say this: Cardi doesn't have to be on top anymore.
She doesn't.
True. The name of the game is really getting in there, doing whatever you got to do, make your money, set your legacy up, and invest well so you can keep your money and continuously make money from whatever she's done out there, and then you ain't gotta keep feeling like you gotta, like Nicki Minaj it. You ain't gotta keep, trying to bombard your way and say, I'm the best. It's like you've proven already for a time period you were the best. And it's okay to, like, gracefully bow out while you're on top.
Last question, and we'll get to the 7 Series on the other side. Did y'all see that the LA Times proclaimed Kendrick Lamar the greatest rapper of his generation? Y'all agree with that? That's saying better than Drake. That's saying better than J. Cole. That's saying better than all of them. They proclaimed he's the greatest rapper of his generation.
I'll tell you what, Kendrick Lamar is a very close, if he's not the top, he's very close runner-up.
Who you going to put above him?
I'm about bars, and I have to give Drake his credit. I might not like all of Drake's songs.
The greatest
I might
rapper of his generation, Drake?
Yeah, you're gonna start calling out ghost rapping and stuff like that. Yeah. I have some of my favorite bars of all time, and I love hip hop.
I know you do.
Some of my greatest bars of all time come from Drake.
He didn't write them, no.
Drake, see, you can't.
I can't
this
say
is why
that.
we can't have a conversation because you're gonna do that. You're gonna discredit him with every song possible.
It applies in hip hop.
But
I'm sorry.
Kendrick also has some of the greatest bars that I've heard.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt. Real quick, Andy, real quick.
How many years is a generation?
I think we always know when there's a shift happening. It's happening with, like I just mentioned, with the female MCs. It's happening, right? There's always a shift. There's not really a time period.
I guess because I'm thinking like, all right, Kendrick kind of blew up 2010, 2011, right?
Yeah.
Does the rappers of the early 2000s count in
I've
this?
always said, are Kanye and Drake in the same generation?
Great question.
Because he's not in Jay-Z and Nas's generation, but he's also not in, these younger cats, 21 Savage generation. So where's Kanye?
He's right in smack dab in the middle.
I guess Kanye and The Game.
I was gonna say Ludacris.
Nah, man, that's dang
Best
near.
rapper of the generation.
That's dang near Jay-Z's generation. Luda was back there, man.
Okay.
1-800-920-1587 series on the other side. Danny Mo Show, stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. Middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
A $1 billion fund is helping California homeowners make late payment. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Relief is available for homeowners struggling to pay their mortgage due to financial hardships caused by the pandemic. The California Mortgage Relief Program is providing a lifeline for qualifying California property owners, especially in underserved communities. Proponents of the program regard it as a safeguard to protecting generational wealth and assets. Grants up to $80,000 for past due mortgages and up to $20,000 for missed property taxes will be distributed to households facing pandemic-related financial hardship. There are no fees to apply, and the grants never have to be paid back. The relief payments are distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. The application is at camortgagerelief.org, and it includes a calculator to help see if you qualify. Contact the Program Center at 1-888-840-2594 for more.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. CNHF clinics provide low-cost to no-cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
In recent editions of the Los Angeles Standard newspaper, read about Karen Bass's plan to curb crime and homelessness. Black merchants purchase a building in Leimert Park Village. The California Task Force to study reparations report. Local HBCU advocates Brandon Miller and Nicole Ford jump the broom. Interior designer Tamara Marie creates environments in people's homes that invoke positive emotions. Black alumni from UCLA and USC's annual joint football tailgate. Introductory aviation and aerospace programs for Black youth. The Handy Foundation trains people of color for behind-the-scenes jobs in the film industry. Black-owned LA Grind Coffee and Tea Bar in Mid-City. And Black-owned 1010 Wine and Events in Inglewood. Read about these stories at www.lastandardnewspaper.com.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. It looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Conversations taking place on our socials regarding these topics of conversation we blazed up since we came back up in here. And somebody just gave the perfect artist.
Okay, wait, is it Tej or TJ, John? Is it Tej? Okay, because she just said she's Holiday Carols.
Oh, is that who that is?
Hello!
What's
We
that?
finally got a name!
During
What's
the
up?
holidays. It's Holiday Carol.
She said Eve, wait, hold on. Eve wasn't/isn't raunchy.
Facts.
To me.
Hardcore, not
Such
raunchy.
a great example. Such a great example. I mean, you and I were trying to think of anything that Eve has ever come with that's been like raunchy, and no, she just got bars.
Never sexually aggressive that I can think of.
No, I mean, she kind of dressed a little bit provocative. It wasn't crazy, but she didn't. Her lyrics definitely. Oh, TJ. Okay, so thank you, TJ. Definitely wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't raunchy.
Never.
That's such a great example.
Oh, I love that.
There were a couple album cuts on Eve's albums that were a little bit raunchy, but
okay.
Overall, she was pretty,
I know it wasn't gangsta, love it. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
You didn't like that one?
It wasn't my
What
favorite.
about
Yeah. Yeah,
No?
that was fire. It was fire.
What about If I Was a Rich Girl? Na, 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 with, what's her name? Gwen Stefani. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Give
I
me your
think they
favorite
had-
Eve song then, if you.
My favorite Eve song. I'd have to like find it on the album, like on one of her albums, like play it. You know what I mean? Like I have to do something like that.
A deep cut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna cut y'all right now. Let's jump into the 7 series. Hey, let's go. Come on. What we doing?
One topic, 7 answers. It's time for the 7 series on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
We're gonna speed through the 7 ways black men are dogging black women every single day. Number 1 is dating outside our race. Duh. According to most polls and statistics, black women are the least likely to date and or marry interracially, and 70% of black women in America are unmarried. While we black men are jumping ship and shacking up with mainly white women and Latinas, black women are standing by waiting for us to come home and come to our senses, sometimes even while we're in jail. That's the first way black men are dogging black women every single day. You consider that a dogging? By not marrying or even dating black women a lot of the time?
Not necessarily, no.
All right. Number 2, sexually aggressive hip-hop. Robin and I were talking about this in the break here. Look, I'm not immune. I grew up listening to NWA, Too Short, 2 Live Crew. And back then, pretty much every sexually aggressive hip-hop song was accompanied by a music video where these artists were disrespecting a black woman in it. I laughed, I can't lie, when those 2 cats sprayed the black girl with the attitude down with liquor at the tail end of the Nothing But a G-Thing video. Y'all remember that? I chuckled when Luke was disrespecting black women in practically every single video they had. Luke was even receiving fellatio on stage at a concert. Y'all remember that?
I heard about it.
Yeah, that's the second way black men are talking black women every single day. Hip-hop. Isn't that one obvious here?
Yeah.
Number 3, B's and H's. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We've been calling black women these names for years. So much so, women have started calling themselves the same names. You can't go to a black concert or a black comedy show and not hear a black man refer to a woman as these. Will we ever get to the point where it's taboo or even culturally inappropriate to refer to a black woman as these? That is the third way black men are talking black women every single day. Will we ever get there?
Not as long as we continue to refer to ourselves and each other in the same way.
Same with the N-word.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away if we keep, commandeering the word ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, public disrespect of black women. I've seen it. I've witnessed it with people that I was with, men and women. Black men grabbing the arm of black women at the bar, calling a woman a B at the club just because she wouldn't respond to his advances. Catcalling, brutalization, hypersexualization, it's all foul. And all the part of the blatant disrespect of black women, that is the 4th way. Black men are dogging black women every single day. I know you've seen it. You probably had it done to you.
No, I haven't. I've witnessed it for sure.
You never had a cat grab you by your arm? Hey, what's up, girl? Hey, what's up?
No, not like that. Not like that. No.
Hey,
No. That's crazy.
Here's number 5. Social media disrespect. All of you see almost every week on Black Twitter are black men making comments about black women that are far too over the line. Black women are ghetto. Black women are loud. Black women are unattractive. Black women wear weaves. I like good hair. Having a preference is fine, but when you use your platforms to criticize our women, you are the worst of us. You hear me? Black people who work to make white America feel comfortable are the worst of us. Date who you want to date, but shut your mouth trying to tear black women down. That's the 5th way black men are talking black women every single day. Kanye. Here's number 6. Abandonment of the black family. Let's keep it real up in here. It could be from incarceration. It could be from death. It could be from ignorance and cowardice. But black men are prone to abandoning a black woman, getting another woman pregnant, and starting the process all over again. And a lot of the time, choosing a non-black woman to do it with later on. They say that the more successful a black man gets, the lighter the skin of the women he chooses. And it appears as though a lot of the black men date based on their tax bracket. And that is the 6th way black men are talking black women every single day. And number 7, the final. This is a serious one too. Domestic violence. According to a 2017 study completed by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, black women are disproportionately assaulted and abused in intimate partner violence. And the Violence Policy Center, a nonprofit advocacy organization, reported that black women are twice as likely to be killed than women of other races. Yeah, twice. And yeah, I'm aware that 100% of these cases aren't black men, but the vast majority of them are. We have got to learn not to place our hands on black women. Only a coward would ever do that. And that is the seventh and final way black men are dogging black women every single day.
Yep.
Should we be surprised by that stat? Maybe that's a loaded question.
I'm not surprised by it, but I'm also aware that we have trauma in our DNA. I mean, we know where it stems from. It's just that I think that we're being very slow to get to the to the answer, or to get help for that answer. We know what it is, but people aren't trying to go to therapy. I think it's becoming more accepted in our community, but I think we still have a long ways to go.
So you have hope, which I'm not shocked. I love it. The more we get more acclimated to getting help and getting counseling and getting therapy, maybe the numbers start to dwindle years.
100%.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
We have to identify the problem and then attack it.
Yep.
The raw report on the other side. I am excited to find out who you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Can I guess real fast?
Okay.
Kim Kardashian.
No.
Raw report on the other side. Danny Mo Show, KBLA right now, news and traffic. Let's go.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The next weather-related issue facing folks in the Buffalo area could be flooding. That's according to officials in Erie County, as its emergency services commissioner said he's concerned. A historic blizzard has pummeled the area with snow in recent days, resulting in more than 30 deaths in the area. Federal officials are looking into the mass cancellations of Southwest Airlines flights. On Twitter,